Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be talking about the UEFA Champions League. The Champions League is back, but in a different format. So in this video, I am going to be talking about my match day 1 predictions. So let's start off with the opening match of the competition, which is going to be in a league phase. Top 8 teams qualify, 16 to 24 go through a playoff phase, and 25 to 36 are eliminated. So let's see who's going to win, who's going to lose. Now, these are only my predictions. You can post your predictions in the comments below. And yeah, let's start the video. Firstly, let's talk about the opening match of the competition. Juventus versus PSV. Now, two teams from two different confederations is how the Champions League is going to work, because no same confederation team is going to play against each other. It's only going to be different confederation teams. Now, Juventus is a side which barely qualified for the UCL. They haven't qualified last year, but this year, I think they have a pretty solid team. But I think, in my opinion, selling Chiesa for such a low price was maybe a mistake for them. Thiago Motta at the helm, I think that was one of his only wrong decisions. Other than that, I think they are going to succeed more this year. Maybe they can take over Inter Milan, who are the defending champions. PSV, on the other hand, is not a bad team as well. They have actually won the league in Netherlands last year. That's why they're here. They took over both Ajax and Feyenoord. So in my opinion, this will be a pretty hard thing to predict, but I am saying it will be a 2-2 draw. You can put your predictions in the comments below. Next, BSC Young Boys and Aston Villa. Now, BSC Young Boys, who are from Switzerland, have barely qualified for the Champions League themselves, and they qualified ahead of Galatasaray, which was pretty good. They defeated them 1-0 in the playoff second leg, which I think was pretty impressive for them. But Aston Villa, I think they have the better firepower. Emiliano Martinez is the captain and the goalkeeper, and they have pretty decent players, although Moussa Diaby and Douglas Luiz have left them. Ollie Watkins scored goals for fun. Their wingers, Leon Bailey and other people as well, really good. So solid team overall. I'd say Aston Villa will win this match 3-0. Harsh prediction, but let's see what happens. Next, let's move on to the 18th September matches. Bayern Munich versus Dinamo Zagreb. Now, Dinamo Zagreb, who are from Croatia, came to the Champions League. They come to the Champions League almost every year, obviously through the playoffs because they're a low-ranked side. But I'm pretty sure Bayern Munich might be too much to them, because Bayern Munich, already we know they're a proven side. They got 3rd place in the Bundesliga last year. I think they want to redeem themselves this year. Vincent Kompany at the helm, Harry Kane scoring goals for fun. He won the Golden Foot last year for the European Golden Boot. And I think Bayern Munich will win this match 2-0. Next is a big matchup between Milan and Liverpool FC. Now, Liverpool FC is my club, that's why it's highlighted there. And Milan is a little bit out of form right now. So let's talk about them both in depth. Firstly, Milan, a bit out of form. Their wingers not clicking. Olivier Giroud left, trying to find a backup striker. I think they're doing a pretty okayish job at recovering, but I think this is a transition period for Milan. Zlatan retired, Giroud retired, a few other people left and all, but I think they can still do a great job. They have Rafael Leao, Christian Pulisic as their wingers. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is a decent centre midfielder. They've made some okay signings as well. Liverpool FC, on the other hand, Arne Slot at the helm, taking over Jurgen Klopp, and they've been on a hot streak right now. 3 out of 3 wins in the Premier League, rivaling Man City as always. Their wingers have been in top form, Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah having 4 GA and 5 GA, I'm pretty sure. And I think the strikers are a little bit of a weak spot because they're not showing as much prowess as I thought. Darwin Núñez and not Cody Gakpo. and Diogo Jota have to improve on that. Diogo Jota did score a goal in the first game though. And I think overall it's a pretty good team. They signed Federico Chiesa for a steal of 12.5 million, which was a really good signing in my opinion, as they were in the back end of the season. They didn't really have any backup signings, which I thought was a weak spot of Liverpool, because they should have signed a 6 or a centre back, which might cost them in the season. But for this match, I am going to say Liverpool will win this 3-1 against AC Milan. Sporting CP versus Lille. Now, this is a pretty, you could say, equal matchup, as they both are pretty good. Lille has Jonathan David and Sporting has Viktor Gyökeres, two star strikers for their countries. Obviously, Viktor Gyökeres coming up talent. He scored loads of goals last year, and he already has 7 goals in 3 matches this season, which is absolutely mad. And that's making me think maybe Sporting will win this match. But it seems pretty equal to me. I think it'll be Sporting 2, Lille 1. Now, let's talk about Real Madrid versus VfB Stuttgart. Now, Stuttgart have finished second in the league, but they lost their star striker, Serhou Guirassy. It's fine though, as they have a decent replacement in Undov, which they permanently signed, but that was still of a negative point for VfB Stuttgart. However, Real Madrid have started the star striker Kylian Mbappe. As everybody knows, their attack is star-studded, their midfield is very good, and their defense is pretty good as well. But the left back and right back, in my opinion, are a weak spot. Ferland Mendy keeps getting injured and needs replacements all the time, and Kamavinga, if he has to always play there, it might be a little bit of a negative point as well. And also, right back Carvajal has to play. I mean, he's been playing for so many years, he's been in form, but there'll be one time period for like 5 matches where he's not really that good at all, because it's happened every season at Madrid. However, I still feel that Real Madrid will take this match, as that is for the long term of the season. I think they will beat Stuttgart 2-0. Next is Bologna versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, Shakhtar Donetsk from Ukraine is a really decent club who comes in the Champions League pretty much every year as they're champions in Ukraine, and they have a pretty decent side as well, and generate decent prospects. But I don't think they can take over Bologna, because Bologna came to the Champions League after a long time. However, though, they have lost their star striker Joshua Zirkzee to Manchester United and the defender Riccardo Calafiori to Arsenal, which are really big negative points for them. But I still think they can take this win, and I will say they'll take this win 1-0. Next, Sparta Prague versus RB Salzburg. I think this is a little bit of a close match, but I think in the end RB Salzburg will take this, because I feel like this is pretty straightforward. I don't know what you think. Make sure to tell what you think in the comments below. I think RB Salzburg will take this 2-1. Next, we are going into Thursday's matches. Celtic versus Slovan Bratislava. Now, I think Slovan Bratislava is one of the weaker teams. I hope they can pull off an upset to make the Champions League more interesting, but I don't think it's going to happen. Celtic is going to beat Slovan Bratislava 2-1. Next, Club Brugge versus Borussia Dortmund. Now, Borussia Dortmund finished 4th, completely out of the title race in the Bundesliga. Club Brugge also was kind of out of form, but came back up. So these are 2 out of form teams in their league, but they performed decently in the Champions League. However, I still think the German giants Borussia Dortmund are going to win this game, and I'm going to go with a good scoreline of 3-1. Next is one of the bigger games of the match day, which is Manchester City versus Inter, a replay of the 2023 final. Now, Manchester City have been improving. Still, they got Savinho now. They got more depth in left in position. And Inter, on the other hand, they got Marcus Thuram, and he's scoring goals for fun. I feel like this will be a really interesting match to see. So I'm going with the gigantic scoreline of 3-3 draw. I do not know if this will be correct at all, though. Next is going to be PSG versus Girona. Now, PSG have not been the same since Kylian Mbappe left them. I think they lost their top club reputation. However, they were still in pot 1. They still have some quality players, but it's just that without that star-studded striker, maybe you'll get a little bit of a negative point. But it's fine. It's PSG. They can recover. They had replacements in the bag anyways. They had Gonzalo Ramos, Barcola, Dembele, Marco Asensio, who actually left, I think. Yeah. And Girona, on the other hand, again, Savinho left them to join Manchester City, their sister club. And Girona, who had a wonder season in La Liga, were top for a while ahead of Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atleti. But I still think PSG are going to take this. However, I'm going to keep it close. I'm going to keep it 1-0. Next is Red Star Belgrade versus Benfica. Now, Red Star Belgrade, also known as Crvena Zvezda, are a decent team, but they are one of the weaker teams in this competition, as I said. But I think Benfica will take this victory because they are the Portuguese giants. They have some decent players, and I think they have the capability to go through against Red Star Belgrade. So I think Benfica will take this 2-0. Next is one of the more interesting matchups. Feyenoord versus Bayer Leverkusen. Now, Bayer Leverkusen last season were known as Neverkusen, but they actually lost this season against RB Leipzig. However, though, they still have that reputation as Leverkusen, as having a 46 unlosing streak is not a joke. Feyenoord, on the other hand, are also really good. They got second place in their Eredivisie. It was because PSV were playing really good. They have their star striker Santiago Jimenez, who is scoring goals for fun. So I think this will be a really interesting matchup. And I say this will be 2-1 to Bayer Leverkusen. Next, we're going to be talking about Atlanta versus Arsenal. Now, I think Atlanta is going to win, which is going to be the upset of the week for me. Why? Well, last season, they have defeated Liverpool 3-0, they have defeated Sporting CP, and they have defeated Bayer Leverkusen in the final, which is no joke for them. They got the Europa League, and in my opinion, they are going to defeat Arsenal 2-0, which is going to be the upset of the week for me, just like they did in the Europa. Atletico de Madrid versus RB Leipzig. I think Atletico de Madrid is going to win this match. It's because of the prolific signings they've made of Julian Alvarez, Conor Gallagher, Robin de Lormand, and Alexander Sorloth, who are all very good signings and more. So I think Atletico de Madrid is going to win this game 2-1. Now, Brest versus Sturm Graz. Now, I think this is a little bit of a low quality match, even though I won't call it a bad one because they are a little bit equal. However, though, I don't think Sturm Graz is going to get past Stade Brestois, and Stade Brest is going to beat Sturm Graz 2-0. Next, Barcelona versus Monaco. Now, Barcelona, I think because of 3 reasons, they are going to win. Firstly, Hansi Flick is a really good manager, and I think he was better than Xavi because he implemented a system way better. Secondly, their goal scoring looked prolific against Real Valladolid, and I really thought they are going to succeed this season, even though I really don't like their club too much. Next, the signing of Dani Olmo fit in more than everybody thought. Everybody thought Nico Williams was better, but I think Dani Olmo fit in the system as much or more than Nico Williams did. So those are all the matchups. I hope you like this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you watched all the way here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.